As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, with my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart. Purport. The word bhava is significant here. The bhava stage is attained after one has transcendental affection for the Lord. The first initial stage is called shraddha, or a liking for the Supreme Lord. And in order to increase that liking, one has to associate with pure devotees of the Lord. The third stage is to practice the prescribed rules and regulations of devotional service. This will dissipate all sorts of misgivings and remove all personal deficiencies that hamper progress in devotional service. When all misgivings and personal deficiencies are removed, there is a standard faith in transcendental matter, and the taste for it increases in greater proportion. This stage leads to attraction. After this, there is bhava, or the prior stage of unalloyed love for God. All the different stages are but different stages of development of transcendental love. Being so surcharged with transcendental love, there comes a strong feeling of separation, which leads to 8 different kinds of ecstasies. Tears from the eyes. Tears from the eyes of a devotee is an automatic reaction, and because Sri Narad Muni in his previous birth attained that stage very quickly after his departure from home, it was quite possible for him to perceive the actual presence of the Lord, which he tangibly experienced by his developed spiritual senses without material tinge. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyadi Pashaka Desha Tarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasini Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Dhyayatashcharanam bhojam bhava nirjita chetasa outkantyashu kalakshasya hridyasin me shaner harihi. As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead with my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart. Devotional service, bhakti, is described in Bhakti Shastra. Bhakti Shastras are Shastras which speak about bhakti. People who don't understand about bhakti, some think it's just sentimental. Just like a small child will love, a small girl child, she'll love her doll. She'll carry the doll everywhere. So they may think that bhakti is like that. We are sentimentally loving something. But bhakti is described in very scientific way in Shastra. In a scientific way. In how is that? In science, there's a procedure. If you do the procedure, you get a result. Also, how to do the procedure is given very clearly, and you have to follow that, otherwise you will not get the result. What happens if you mix acid and base?
Salt and water.
You get salt and water. Yeah? Hydrochloric acid and what's a base? NaOH. Then what do you get? Salt, sodium chloride and water. And if you mess up something, then you will not get that. Or if you mix something else. Bhakti is actually supposed to be followed very according to rules and regulations. We are thinking some sentiment. Well, we don't. Other people think. It's just sentiment. It's childish. Or it's for women or something. But it's not. It is a scientific process for awakening the love for God. And that love of God, bhakti, is natural activity of jiva. Jiva's natural activity is to do bhakti. In that state he is happy, he is peaceful. That is his vastavik sthit. Constitutional position of jiva is to be rendering service to Krishna. So the Shastras give exact stages how to measure what is your advancement. It's mentioned how to measure that. Because just like if you're studying law, you're studying a degree on law, after 1 year you do exam, after 2 years they can measure this person reached first year, second year, third year, or he's useless, he's not able to know law. Then finally you get the degree. But there will be stages to measure, they call exams. Even in bhakti, there are stages, and those stages can be measured. One can see that how much someone has gone. One thing Srila Prabhupada said is, and it states in Shastra also, that how to know that is when someone is less attracted to material things, he is advanced, more advanced. This material world has so many allurements, pulling, pushing all our senses. And one who became a little bit detached from that, he may still be in that position, opening the shop, going to work, doing whatever, but he's not attached. You can see he's detached. Then you can understand he's more advanced. So that is one way. In chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, there is a description of the Sthita Dhi Muni. Sthita Dhi means intelligence. Sthita means situated. So one whose intelligence is situated in transcendence. Also known as Sthita Pragya. Pragya. Gya means knowledge or realization. Pragya means fully realized. Sthita Pragya Muni is the one who is fully realized. So Arjuna asked Krishna, how to understand such a person? That a person is fully self-realized. How to recognize him? So then Krishna said different verses. Now one of them is Prajahati yadi kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmani eva atmana tushta sthita pragyastha duchyate. This means that in our mind, because we are infected by guna, rajagun, tamogun, maya, mind is always giving things, go and enjoy there, go and do this, go and do that, and people will listen, they don't know better. But Sthita Muni, his intelligence is very strong. It's strong because he knows Shastra, he knows philosophy. So the intelligence will guide him, what we should do, what we should not do. If we don't have Shastri Gyan, then we'll follow the mind. If we have Shastri Gyan, then we live our life according to Shastra. Shastra Chakshu, seeing through Shastra. So then he says, Prajahati yadi kaman sarvan patho manogatan. This means a sthita pragya, one who's self-realized. He is going to not listen to his mind. Prajahati yadi kaman sarvan partha manogatan. Mana. In the mind, whatever comes, he is ignoring, he is not listening. Oh, let us go here. Oh, let us do this. Oh, he's not listening. Now, many times I give example, like you have a friend, and this friend, he's mad. You know he's crazy. But he's your friend. So he'll tell you, let us do this, let's fly in the plane. Okay, let's jump off building. Okay. You'll say, yeah. Then you'll not listen. Why? He's mad. Why should you listen to a mad person? So similarly, mind, which is in Maya, in illusion, he will say anything. It will concoct anything. And why should we listen? We shouldn't. Rather, we should get intelligence which is fixed in Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. That is what we should follow. So for that we have to know Shastra, for that we have to read Shastra. So in that way we can understand, Prabhupada explains in Bhagavad Gita also, that a person who is fully self-realized, he is not driven by his mind. In another verse it says that Manoritana sati dhavato bahi. Prahlad Maharaj, he is saying that mass of people, they don't know what is the actual goal of life. They have so many goals, but what is the goal? That nate vidu swad gatim hi Vishnu, that actually the best goal for everyone is to endeavor to come to Vishnu. But people don't know. Nate vidu swad gatim hi Vishnu. Durashaye bahirartha maninaha. They have taken this external world to be actually some value. Durashaya. They are having wrong desire. By Durashaye, Bahir Artha Manina. Artha means value. They have taken this Bahir, external world, to be of value. It's not of value. One day it will be destroyed, and it's temporary. And I am temporary. My life is temporary. Why am I taking so much value in this world? Durashaye Bahir Artha Manina. And so these people, they take shelter of Andhayata Andhay Rupaniyamanina. Such people, they will take as their leaders people who are blind, who don't understand Shastra. Politician or apramanik guru, one guru who so-called doesn't know anything, or some writer or some film star or cricket star, that will be his hero. These people don't know what is the goal. So, te manorathena sati te bhi ishatanthya murudhamni bada. So anyway, now manorathena sati dhavato bahi. This means that you can imagine Rath, chariot. You are sitting. You are not controlling where chariot goes. It will go anywhere. So, people who are not fixed in Krishna consciousness, their mind will go anywhere, anyhow. You cannot control it. Here in the purport, because in this word, one word comes, bhav, in this verse. Bhava nirjita chetasaha. Bhava nirjita, mind transformed in transcendental love for God. And chetasa, all the mental activities are fixed in love of God only. So this word is a bhav. So bhav is that actual feeling that you get just before love of God, the perfection. So I was saying that there are stages of love of God. This is given clearly in Shastra. So what are the different stages? Here it's given. That it's paraphrasing a verse that comes. So the first stage of love of God is Adau Shraddha. Adau Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha. Adau Shraddha means in the beginning we get some faith. How does that faith come? It comes because we experience Krishna in some way. Either we read a book, or we met a devotee, or we saw the Vigraha of Krishna. Some faith comes. Adau Shraddha. But that faith is not strong faith, that I'll take up everything what Krishna says. Adau Shraddha. But what happens then? It says Adau Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha. Then we say that I have some faith, I have some knowledge. It says here that the next stage is that one seeks out association of devotees. In order to increase that liking, one has to associate with devotees of the Lord, pure devotees. So because I have some Shraddha, but I want to know more, so I come to devotees and I'm seeking, asking questions. Devotee, what is this? What is that? What are we doing? What is this? And I'm watching them, what is happening. Adau Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha. Then it says here, the third stage is to practice prescribed rules and regulations of devotional service. So after some time, people ask questions, then they are reading, then they are chanting, and then they become fixed. So they say that bhajana kriya, let me follow the rules and regulations. Because that much faith I have, this process is working, so let me follow. This is called bhajana kriya. Bhajan kriya, the third stage, where someone is following rules and regulations of bhakti. Then from the third stage to the next stage, this takes a lot of time. It depends on you. It depends how much we surrender. That next stage is called anartha nivritti. We have so many obstacles to bhakti. Kam, krodh, lobh, moh, mada, lust, anger, envy, greed. These are obstacles to devotional service. They are stopping us from going further. By practicing bhajan kriya, that means by following rules and regulations of bhakti, these things will go. One can see somebody who is practicing bhakti for a long time. A lot of these things decrease. Anger, envy, and the desire for attraction to material objects. This decreases, They become more peaceful, more happy. Actually, when someone's desire for enjoying the sense decreases, they become happy. We think it's a good thing. When someone sense controlling sense, people get afraid. Oh, why you want to control your sense? Enjoy. But Gita tells us that actually that person cannot attain peace who is running after satisfying his desires. Apuryamana machala pratishtam samudamapa pravashanti yadvat tadvat yap kama pravashanti sa shandam avapnoti na kama kama. You can imagine that there is a water body, lake. Many rivers are entering into it. Oh, let's talk about ocean. There's nothing like a lake. In the ocean, every single river in the world is entering. Every second, how much water is entering. But the ocean remains as it is. It will not move. It is not coming up, it is remaining. So in the same way, this shloka in Bhagavad Gita says, just like so much water enters, samudram apa pravashanti yad, as so much water is entering the ocean, but ocean is not getting agitated, it is remaining the same way. So similarly, in our mind, if so many desires come, but we don't act, we don't get disturbed, we don't act on them, then we can attain peace. Sa shantim avapnoti na kama kami. Not one who's thinking, I have so many desires, let me make a long elaborate plan to satisfy the desires. We cannot, because that is the nature of kama. It will never be satisfied. So Bhagavad Gita explains the theory. Before people knew this, even normal people knew. Why? Because they were reading Gita. Many times we go to houses, take Bhagavad Gita, no, I am not you. Then they call, grandfather, you come. Why? You read Gita, you take, he's come to sell. He's reading, now you have to read, everyone has to read. Not only grandfather. So previous generations were more stable, they understood this principle. We are thinking we are more smart, and we made more advancement, more technology, all this. They didn't do it. But actually they are intelligent, then they didn't do it. We are less intelligent, we made all these plans. And now no one's happy. No? So these things are obstacles. But by process of bhakti, they'll decrease. Why? Because bhakti destroys the sinful reactions, and the Rajagun is the guna which pushes us to enjoy. It's pushing, just like I am pushing this phone. I'm pushing. It's not moving. If I push it will move. I'm pushing it. So we are infected by gun. The Rajagun is pushing. Go, enjoy, do it. And I think, yes, I'll do. Do it, yes, I'll do. I'll enjoy. But it's a trick, no? Maya, there is no enjoyment. But a person who practices bhakti, gradually the Rajagun goes. Which shloka in Gita says, by practicing bhakti, the guna becomes less or disappears. You know? Mamcha Sharina, then Bhakti Yogena Sevate Saguna Samatityetan Brahma Bhuya Kalpate. By practicing bhakti, Sagunan Samatityetan, Guna, Triguna Atitya means transcendental. We become transcendental to the guna, Rajagun, Tamogun. That is by the process of bhakti. Sagunan Samatityetan, by process of bhakti. So, this big disturbance we have in bhakti, just by doing bhakti it becomes less. But there is no other way. There is no other way to come in this platform. It's like a disease actually. Jiva naturally is supposed to be serving God, but he fell to this material world and is trying to do other things. This is a disease. How to come out? By again connecting to Krishna in bhakti. So we are talking about these different stages. Adaushada tata sadhu sangha ta bhajana kriya. So the third stage I said is when one follows rules and regulations. He has that much faith. But he has so many anarthas. Anger, envy, greed, so many. And they are pushing him away from Krishna. But by doing bhakti, those things decrease and disappear. That is called anartha nivritti. That is the fourth stage of bhakti. It's the hardest stage out of the 9 processes. To remove this, to apply ourselves in bhakti and continue. It can be short or long depending on us, depending on many things. For example, Shastra tells us that when we associate with those devotees who are pure, with no desire, the heart, we advance very fast. very fast. It can cut a long journey short. It's a really serious shortcut. Prahlad Maharaj says, Nishkinchana nam na vrinithaya mahiyasham padaraja vishekam Nishkinchana nam na vrinithaya mahiyasham. That if we take the dust, the whole shloka is Naishamati stavat uru pramangim sparshati yat anartha pagumo yadartha. Prahlad Maharaj, the great devotee of Lord Nrsimhadev, he says that he's speaking to Nrsimhadev. No one can attain consciousness of you, Krishna consciousness, God consciousness, unless they take the dust of the feet from the feet of a pure devotee and rub it all over their body. Pada Raja Abhisheko. Who? Nishkinchanana, one who has nothing to do with this material world. In other words, he's not making any plan to enjoy. He understands what is this material world. He doesn't make any plan. Instead, it means he's worshipping God. Navrinithayavat. Mahiyashama. Navrinithayavat. Then he says, that is how one can, Naishamatis, then how that one can attain consciousness of Krishna. So although it's difficult to attain purity like that, but when we associate with devotees who are advanced, then we easily attain it. Easily we can. So it's a great value. Pure devotees are great value of this planet. But we have one ex-prime minister, I won't say who it is, but it was a woman. It was a woman, but I won't say the name. Ex-prime minister of India, who did a survey, what did they call that? Census, and put beggars and sadhus in one category. That's sadhu, because they'll go begging, but they're going begging for giving gyan, they're not like beggars. Of course, some are cheating. So it's unfortunately that's how people are thinking, but sadhu. But actually, pure devotees, they're roaming the earth. I mean pure, not people who are pretending, just wearing saffron, having beard. So pure devotees roaming the earth, they're such a great value because they're purifying everyone. Just by walking, people see, they get pure. People, they walk and people follow them and touch the dust they touch, they get pure. This is. In Jagannath Puri, when people go for darshan, we saw there is a Atharna, there is different. Baisha Pahata. Baisha means the Bais, 24. The 24 steps going to the temple, they are known as the Baisha Pahata, the 24 steps. So when people go there, they start touching the steps and touching their head, because all great devotees went up those steps. You know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his associates, Arjun, Nityananda, Balaram, and so many rishis, munis. So they want to get the mercy of the devotees. They touch the steps. So the anartha nivritti stage is when one is purified fully from this contamination of material. But not yet love of God, did not get perfection. So now in the 9 stages, that is number 4. Adaushada tata sadhu sangha ta bhajana kriya, then anartha nivritti. Once we remove all these anarthas through bhakti, we come to stage 4. Then the remaining stages 5, they are quite fast compared to before. Nishtha, next stage. Nishtha means one becomes fixed in bhakti. In the beginning we do bhakti, but we start, stop. Then one day enthusiastic, another day, this I'm continuing, but not enthusiastic. So that is the level. But as we get nishtha, means that one has become fixed. He's fixed. He'll follow everything without interruption. Nishtha. After nishtha is ruchi. That is stage 7. Ruchi. That is stage 6. Stage 6. Ruchi. Ruchi means taste. We are doing devotional service. We have some taste, something we have, but not so much. But a person who comes to ruchi, it means he has such a taste. He's not able to he's not able to stay away. He's all the time absorbed, all the time chanting or reading. He's connected to Krishna. Why is it like that? Any happiness in this material world comes from Krishna. You have two types of happiness. You have Brahmananda, spiritual happiness, and Jadananda, material happiness. Actually, material happiness is nothing. It is known as tuchha, insignificant. But the spiritual happiness is such a great happiness that in this material body, people who attain perfection, they experience that happiness, they'll faint. They faint because the body cannot take it. This body. Just like sometimes people suffer so much, they'll faint from that suffering. That is a nature's mechanism because we cannot take that suffering. So now, the one who advances in bhakti becomes so happy that he'll even faint because of that extreme happiness that we feel. So ruchi, why is that taste coming? Because he's connected more to Krishna, and Krishna is the complete container of happiness. It says rasa vai saha. Rasa vai saha. He is the complete container of all happiness. Rasam evayam labdva anandi bhavati. So one who attains him becomes happy. Rasam evayam labdva. If I attain Krishna, anandi bhavati, he becomes so happy. This ruchi is there, but it's not the highest stage. Still, its ruchi is there, some taste, but not 100%. Ruchi, then comes asakti. Asakti is stage number 6. Number 6. So stage 6 of 9 is known as asakti. Is that I'm correct? Huh? Asakti, yeah. So asakti means attached. Then we become attached to Krishna. Now what are we attached to? We'll attach to some food or some person. We attach to so many different things. Still we are practicing bhakti, it's good. But when we become attached to Krishna, that when we attach to something, you're always thinking. You cannot stop. In some mundane material sense, some infatuation of a boy and a girl, then they'll think about each other. Not forever, it's temporary. But the Krishna link is permanent. So always thinking, asakti. Asakti means attached, so much attached. That means we've given up the material attachments. Still we made in material world, we are living like everyone. And the one who doesn't understand anything, we look at that, he'll not be able to understand. This person is advanced in the bhakti. But he's attached to Krishna. Asakti. Then comes bhava. Bhava is the stage almost perfect. This is the word coming here in the shloka today. Dhyayataschcharanam bhojam bhava nirjita chetasa. Bhava. Mind transformed in transcendental love of God. Even every day we speak, we say, sometimes we use that bhav. Bhav. He has bhav. So much he has bhav for some material thing. They'll use that word. It's like a deep feeling, emotional attachment feeling for something. Bhav. So, Narad Muni is describing, in the previous verse he said, that I sat under the shadow of a banyan tree in an uninhabited forest. I began to meditate upon the super soul situated within, using my intelligence as I had learned from the liberated souls. Narad Muni had learned from the pure devotees how to worship. He's speaking about his past life. So he sat down to meditate on the super soul, and he attained perfection after some time. They're describing that perfection. What is the perfection? As soon as I meditate upon the lotus feet, began to meditate on the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, with my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart. Krishna appeared. Many times we read how these great devotees are meditating on Krishna and Krishna appeared. But many times we'll read, it's not that Krishna came like this, he's sitting like here, he's sitting there, I'm seeing him. He may also, but Krishna appeared inside. Actually, these eyes that we are seeing, that let me find and see Krishna with these eyes have no value. You know, sometimes people challenge us, let me see God, I want to see God, show me God. What will you see God? With the eyes. Okay, you want to see God? Okay, he's behind the wall. Can you see behind the wall? No. Then what will you see? Oh, I'll put off the light. Okay, God is here, see him. No, I can't see, put on the light. You want the light. Without light you cannot see. behind the wall. So what will you see with these eyes? You cannot see God with these eyes. We need spiritual eyes. Or God can come in the heart. You can see God. Don't put value on eyes. I will see God here. Some people go to Vrindavan looking for Krishna in the bush, in the tree. Krishna, where is he? But Prabhupada said, don't try to look out to search after Krishna. You worship Krishna in such a way that he will come to you. Say, what a great devotee. You cannot find Krishna like that. We had to become qualified. He became qualified. He got adhikar. How? He worshipped, meditated on the Lord, went through all the stages. He came to bhava. Bhava stage. It says here, this bhava stage is attained after one has transcendental affection for the Lord. When one attains love for God. So it's many stages are there. It can be one life, can be many lives. That depends on our intensity, how much we are doing bhakti. People can attain in one life. Prabhupada said it many times. Prabhupada said, you chant 16 rounds, attend Mangalarti, chant, follow 4 regulative principles. And in one life we can see God. So this feeling of bhav is not easy. But when one comes on that stage, there are many descriptions in the Bhakti Shastras. I mentioned Bhakti Shastras are scientific. So even if someone has bhav, you can tell. Once Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in our parampara, he was in Kolkata. That time this Ramakrishna started becoming famous. So they called him. They said, this person, he's saying he's Gaur-Nitai. Gaur-Nitai is Krishna Balaram incarnation. Ram and Krishna. Is it true? Can you find out? So he came, he's speaking to him. And then he went in ecstasy and he was lying down. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, bring some rasgulla, something. So they brought rasgulla and offered everyone. They put it next to him. Then he woke up and ate a rasgulla. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, they concluded, he is not Krishna like he's saying. There are ways to test these things. We test, we'll understand. So it's very scientific. Bhava is the stage before love of God. That is like when the sun is rising, the sun didn't come up, but the light is everywhere. You can understand sun is about to come. So one has to be careful, of course, because we may think advanced, I'm seeing, but it's better to ask devotees, they can understand. So Sri Narad Muni in his previous birth attained that stage very quickly after his departure from home. So Narad Muni, he's speaking about the past life. He got perfection very fast. It was very fast. And one reason was because he met great devotees who gave him mercy. They gave him daya, kripa. And by the mercy, it's called kripa siddhi. By the mercy of the devotees, he was able to attain a high level of purity. So very quickly he came. So this is the value of pure devotee association. It was quite possible for him to perceive the actual presence of the Lord, which he tangibly experienced by his developed spiritual senses without material tinge. So here again it's saying that if you want to see the Supreme Lord, we have to have spiritual senses. Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhavet Grayam Indriye. It is said, Ata Krishna Nam Adi. Adi means etc. If you want to perceive Krishna's name, Guna, Rupa, Nam, Leela, you cannot perceive with these senses. Na Bhavet Grayam Indriye. What that? Sevan Mukhehi Jivadao Swayam Eva Sfurat Yada. But when we start to serve Krishna, we do services. Cleaning, cooking, wiping, washing in the temple, things like that. So when we do things like that, Sevan Mukhehi Jiva Adao Swayam Eva Suratyada, then he reveals himself. Gradually he reveals himself. We have to come on that level. When we serve Krishna, we get spiritual senses. When the senses are spiritual, then we can actually hear, see, perceive God. Then we are able to relish. And that happiness is so great. It's so great that even these material happiness, people say, no, we don't want it. It's like a child who Drink this water. Okay, now drink the juice. Okay, now drink the water. No, I want the juice. Why should I have water? Juice is sweet. So once we taste Krishna, then we'll understand what is the real taste. Hare Krishna. Is there any question? Yes. Oh, you are writing notes. Okay, I thought you were communicating with your friends.
First question.
Yeah.
You told that bhakti can be measured by how detached someone gets to the material world, right?
Yes.
So, with time do we stop doing what we are supposed to do as well?
Okay, the question is, I'm repeating further because they may not hear, that bhakti is supposed to be giving detachment from the material world. So, when do we stop doing the material things that we are meant to do? Is that?
Yeah, like adharma. Basically, what job we are supposed to do. So, do we give that up as well?
So, do we give up that job?
For more bhakti.
More, yeah, you see, now here, they're speaking about sense gratification mostly. Sense gratification means that one wants to enjoy things, so they work hard for that enjoyment. But after some time, they think, now, I'm not attracted to this enjoyment. So then they're acting out of duty, just out of duty. Actually, we have that stage in bhakti. There is a stage also, sometimes, that people reach a stage, there is so much bhakti, devotion, attachment, so they find, no, what is the point of my working? Because I'm getting, actually people work for money to enjoy, but they're not enjoying the material thing. So then they're not inclined to endeavor in the material sense. So they just practice bhakti. That is there, it is rare, but that stage is there in Varnashram. That is there. At what stage? Once someone asked Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they asked him, actually exactly, this is in the book Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhav, you know, that because they were talking about sannyas. When does one take sannyas? He said, when one realizes that I'm an eternal soul, servant of God, and I have nothing to do with this material world. If you realize, then what are you doing? But we may not realize. When you are not realized, then we'll continue in that position, but advance gradually. Gradually advance, come to that level. So that's the answer. Yeah. Basically, when one is relishing the devotion so much, then there is no point. Yeah. Question?
Sadhana Sita, Kripa Sita.
Sadhana Sita.
More greater.
Which is greater. Now, actually, it's they both come to Siddha. When they're there, it's not. They come to the same place. One did CBSE, one did metric, but they all came to the college and started the degree. So similarly, sadhana siddha means I do my own bhakti and get perfection. So that is there. Other one, he got the mercy, and just by the contact of the pure devotee, he advanced so much. But both of them come to the same stage. So it's not like that. And sometimes we may think, I'll wait for kripa. I know, better do sadhana. We don't know when we'll meet the pure devotee who will give the kripa. Or we may meet, he'll not give the kripa unless he's pleased. You have some more question, huh? Check it. It's okay. Oh. Okay. Off. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. You continue.
Yeah, so